What is up, my dudes? We've got the Corporate Esports Association Dota 2 Spring 2019 tournament going on. We've got Workday against Google Team A. This is going to be Game 2 in the round of 16. So it's going to be played on patch 7.22, something that the rest of the tournament wasn't played on. So going to see some very different picks here. Hopefully no Drow Ranger. Thank Lord for that, because Drow, she's got nerfed pretty hard. I think the main thing is she can't really catch up anymore, and well, used to always be behind in the laning phase because it's not really possible to get ahead with Drow. She's very weak in the lane. So not being able to instantly kill Ancients really gives her comeback potential. But Workday is down 1-0. I'm trying to remember what happened in the previous game. So Google Team A, it was a pretty close game, but Google Team A managed to clutch it out once the Sand King managed to get a blink, and just being able to blink burrow strike the sniper every time. We've got some different picks already, Doom and Mars, heroes we didn't see last time. So very quick Mars and Shadow Shaman pick from Workday. I think Mars is a pretty good hero right now, but not really first pick material. It definitely has a lot of heroes he's not able to deal with. Heroes like Omni Knight, anyone with a heal, a burst heal like Baton or Omni Knight, does really well against Mars, because Mars, he used your Q and W, and then you're completely out of damage at that point.
5 seconds. Hurry.
So if you can make it through the burst against Mars, you can definitely make it out of the fight alive, until he gets Ags at least, but that's pretty far into the game. And Google Team A gonna go with the trustworthy Doom pick. Grimstroke is on the table, so they can go with a Grimstroke Doom combination if they want to. Also, the Shadow Shaman pick is going to be interesting because we're not really sure if it's going to be the 4 position or the 5 position. Shadow Shaman got nerfed a little bit, I think. The level 1 and 2 Ether Shock mana cost went up. Level 2 in particular went up by a lot compared to level 1. Level 1 went up by 5, and level 2 went up by like 15. So it's a pretty hefty mana cost increase for the Shadow Shaman early on. He doesn't have the biggest mana pool, and he has a bunch of spells he needs to cast. So it has affected him a little bit in the laning phase. Witch Doctor for Google Team A, and I think Witch Doctor is in a pretty good place right now. I don't believe he got that many changes in 7.22. But I can double check that. I'm pretty sure they probably just made the Malefice cooldown go down again. This seems like something that they do to Witch Doctor every patch, since they changed it from 20 seconds to 50, which is a little bit too much, and then slowly started to scale it back down to something more reasonable. It's actually at like 30 at level 1, so it's pretty good. Change logs for Witch Doctor. Actually, they just increased the Deathward attack damage at all levels by 10, so just a little bit of extra damage coming out of that ultimate. It's not going to be the most effective against Mars, because he can always just block it from the front. So we'll see how this goes. Phoenix and Kunkka banned out for Google Team A, so not really wanting to deal with a big team fight. You can always drop the boat into the Arena of Blood, and Supernova is also a good wombo combo to go with it. There's a lot of heroes who go really well with Mars. Just anyone with a big circular ultimate. I've been playing a lot with Mars Cuddle. I think that's a pretty strong duo, because Mars, he does have a lot of mana issues, but also the cooldown reduction as well to just get you to the next Spear of Mars, and whatever the W is called, Bulwark Strike or something like that. Anyway, whereas we have Lifestealer and Earthshaker banned out, which I think makes a lot of sense. Actually, a Clockwork picked by Workday. This is not a hero you see very often anymore. He just feels a little bit underwhelming. So it's going to be a 5 position Shadow Shaman and 4 position Clockwork. I'll pick the right number eventually. There's only 5. So Lifesteal against Mars is a pretty good counter. You can always rage out of the Arena of Blood, and also Lifesteal against a melee hero in lane. He's up against the Clockwork as well. So I think Jug could be a good pick for Google Team A. They can still have a hero that has a BKB, free BKB. So it's not too bad. And Jug Witch Doctor can be a pretty scary lane. Level 2 with the Cask and Maledict. Or even level 1 with the Maledict. But this probably isn't going to be a level 1 Maledict lane for the Witch Doctor. You usually only go level 1 Maledict if you're up against a Sailor, and they're going to go with a Jug. So being able to spin out of the Battery Assault and the Mars Ultimate is going to be pretty nice for him.
Dire team pick.
And Workday gotta go for Drow, even though she got nerfed pretty hard. But up against the Doom, there's not much that the Doom can do to threaten the Drow in the lane. And not really sure who the other support is going to be from Google Team A yet. Maybe looking for a more aggressive support. Tusk could be quite nice right now, having a save, something to jump on top of the Drow Ranger with, a snowball.
Hurry.
Not too bad. It's gonna force Drow to go for an early Hurricane Pike, but I mean, she was probably gonna go for one anyway. I think Doom also got nerfed a little bit in this patch. He's definitely not as good as he was in the previous patch. Changes to the Devour. He has to. Is basically like Chen. He's got a creep level limit, so you're not going to be able to get the regen aura from the Satyr at level 1. But there's still some good spells you can take. Winter Wyvern for Google Team A, just trying to get some physical damage reduction on their team. Mars with a big crit on his W, and Drow does a ton of physical damage as well. Shadow Shaman also does a pretty hefty amount of physical damage. His right clicks hurt. The Serpent Wards as well are pretty annoying. So Deucer banned out for Google Team A. It makes a lot of sense. They just need someone to deal a ton of damage, and Deucer does that with a Drought Aura. But there's a lot of options on the table for Workday. They could still go for Morphling feasibly if they wanted to. You can always transform into the Jug and get your own Blade Fury. It's pretty cool. And the way that Blade Fury is programmed is that you can cast anything other than Omni Slash, so you can always turn back into Morphling and then use all your normal abilities as well. Storm Spirit pick for Google Team A, going to be able to jump the Drow Ranger from a long distance, but has to be careful of getting gusted because that could be pretty deadly for him. So we'll see when the Storm decides to get super active on the map. He definitely needs to get a BKB before he can jump the backlines freely, otherwise he's going to have to stay out of the fight for quite a while and just observe and wait for the spells to get used, the Gust, the Hex, the Shackles. And Workday are going to respond with the Lina, so this is a pretty good lane for the Lina against the Storm Spirit. But the new Storm Spirit with the changes to Electric Vortex, a lot of Storms are skilling Electric Vortex at level 4 now instead of just leaving it till much later in the game, because now you don't get slowed anymore from the Electric Vortex, so you don't have to put yourself in danger that way. And now you get an extra Overload proc, some extra lockdown as well. It's some good stuff for the Storm all around. So maybe we'll see if Ponies has played this matchup recently, because it's definitely changed. Playing mid against Storm Spirit is less of a snooze fest now. Storm's definitely a lot more potent in the lane. But I do kind of favor team Workday a little bit, because they've got a slightly easier lineup to draft, just to work out with. Just get the Mars with a blink and drop some Arena of Bloods, and then have Lina and Drought pummel away from a distance. At the same time, it's going to be pretty hard to protect this Drought and Lina from being jumped by the Storm Spirit. Hopefully Lina builds an early Yules to...
It's looking spicy.
Oh, there's a lot of spicy. Alright, we're going to start with all the voice lines. So let's introduce the teams again. We've got on the side of Workday, Sleepy on the Clockwork, Untamed on the Mars, Ponies on the Lina, Brorog on the Shadow Shaman, and Asian Go Player on the Drow Ranger. Looks like they've changed the lineup a little bit on their team. I'm pretty sure Asian Go Player wasn't in the previous game. On the side of Google Team, we've got Wolfen on the Winter Wyvern, Zoe on the Doom, Young B on the Witch Doctor, Chinese name dude who I can't read on the Jug, and GKD on the Storm Spirit. It seems like they may have had a slight change of roster as well between games. But very different drafts coming out in game 2, unlike some of the other games we see where it's usually the same draft every time. Spirit Mars will come out onto the Witch Doctor, but not going to be able to pin him to any trees. It's actually pretty scary for them if they do get pinned. Clockwork, he skills up the Battery Assault early. He's also got a Windlace, so this Witch Doctor going to take a lot of damage here, but he won't go down. He's going to be able to get under the tower in time. It's a long time without Battery Assault either. This has been nerfed repeatedly over the years. It used to be like a 15-second cooldown. Now it's 24. Or it just used to be slightly better. The cask will come out as well. So level 1 cask for the Witch Doctor. Doesn't get any bounces. And Jug, he'll be able to get both. Oh, the bounty! Nice spear from Mars. We'll be able to secure him the bounty room. But now he's completely out of mana. There's no Battery Assault right now to cancel this TP either. So Jug will be able to make it to the T1 tower safely. Just in time for the creeps to arrive. So mid lane, Lina got a way better block than the Storm's Spirit. So Storm's going to be a bit of a disadvantage here. He's going to have to attack uphill to try and get the range creep. And yeah, this is a pretty Lina favored matchup. She's got about 200 range more than the Storm Spirit, 190 range. So it's going to be difficult for the Storm Spirit to get close enough to attack this Lina. He's going to have to take a couple right clicks himself. Bot lane, probably not going to see too much action happening. Winter Wyvern's a pretty passive support. He does a lot of chip damage, but it's pretty hard to convert them into kills. And Doom, we'll see what creeps he can go for this time when the 1 minute mark spawns. But it looks like just these Envenom weapons, which aren't very good. And the big camp is blocked, so won't be able to get any creeps from there either. It's not really, he can grab an Alpha Wolf if he wants to, actually. It's gonna be not too bad. Shackles onto the Doom, but just gonna make some space. Actually, Doom's getting quite low here. Frost Arrow's skilled up at level 1, but won't be able to finish him off. He's got a salve as well, so it'll be okay. Also, with the Devour HP regen, it's gonna be pretty hard to take him down. Double Mango as well. So top is probably gonna be the lane where the most action happens. But it's pretty passive so far. Maledict skilled up by the Witch Doctor now. Clockwork running in with a Battery Assault. There's a creep here as well. The spear won't be able to pin the Witch Doctor. So nice cask onto the Clockwork. And then he used the Blade Fury to finish off the Clockwork here. He's going to be able to get First Blood. So First Blood going to Young B. Clockwork overstepping his overstepping a little bit and gets punished for it. Storm, he's getting pretty low. He's actually ahead on last hits against the Lina somehow. So Lina's gonna go for a quick bottle. She's got both of her null tallies finished. Whereas Storm, he's gonna go for maybe gonna go for 1 null talisman right now. Gonna try and get the bottle a bit early. He manages to get the illusion rune, but illusion isn't that great on Storm. So Drow, when she gets level 3, we'll see where she wants to put a second point into. Maybe another point in Frost Arrows will make it a lot easier to get the Doom kill, but she's still going to have to hit the Doom a bunch of times. She's got a Stout Shield as well, so it's going to be pretty hard to kill. Once Jug gets this level 2 spin, this lane is going to become a lot scarier for them. The level 2 spin does a ton more damage. Cogs will come out now. Just leave the Jug in the Cogs. He's going to be okay. Actually didn't take out the Cogs for the extra gold. Actually, Storm gets a solo kill on the Lina. This is what we're talking about. The level 4 early point in Electric Vortex will be able to secure the kill. The Pony is not quite familiar with this new matchup. Also, the extra damage from an illusion is just getting that extra right-click damage in. So once Storm gets level 6, this can be pretty terrifying for the Lina. Doom, meanwhile, just dives the Drow Ranger under the tower. Will be able to secure the kill, but pays for it with his own life. It's not too bad. The Shadow Shaman managed to get the kill because now he can get a quick boot as well. And Drow managing to get it, her death allowing her to pick up all her items from the stash as well. So it's not the worst result for the Drow. She only lost like 3 creeps. And Doom, he's gonna get ahead regardless. He's got that Devour. It's actually gone 1-1-1, so not maxing out the. Well, actually, I'm not really sure what he's gonna go for this game. like Max Devour is probably still the way to go. It's going to be pretty hard to get close to this Drow. And Drow has 2 points in the aura, so not getting the extra slow from the frost arrows. Shadow Shaman is going to run up and drop an Ether Shock. Level 2 now, so it went up from 105 to 120. Probably not too much more. And Lina will get a solo kill on the Storm Spirit. Not expecting that one at all. She doesn't even have Laguna Blade yet, and now she does have Laguna Blade with the Clarity popped as well. So this is getting pretty scary for the Storm Spirit. One LSA could definitely lead to a death right now, and Storm's not level 6 yet either. Rogue will manage to get one of the bounty runes away from the Doom, so managing to get 3 bounty runes on the side of Workday. A pretty decent start for them so far. This game is pretty neck and neck again. Another LSA hits the Storm Spirit, but not going to be able to secure the kill with just that. The raindrops really puts a dent in Lina's burst damage combo. And I mean, raindrops, when the item first came out, we all thought Lina was like dead hero. Very important to buy those raindrops against Lina.
Nope.
Alright, Storm gets an Arcane Rune, zips on top of the Lina. We'll see if she's able to hit an LSA, but it looks like Ponies might go down here. Stick will get just enough mana. Actually, an LSA hits the Storm, but he ends up going down to the Static Remnant. So nice solo kill for the Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, the Witch Doctor managing to pick up the Clockwork as well. Actually got a 2-man Maledict. So Mars also getting really no. Meanwhile, Doom, she's just diving the Drow again. 2 points in the Scorched Earth. And nice Cold Embrace from the Winter Wyvern helped take the tower a little bit. And this Shadow Shaman's going to go down as well. A killing spree for the Doom and a double kill as well. So 2 points in Scorched Earth and Phase Boost. He's going to be running very, very fast. I think he's probably going to be around like 450 or something like that. So pretty early kill advantage going the way of Google Team A. And they're 1k gold ahead now. So already a slightly bigger gold lead than last game. Doom gonna go for a quick drums as well. Just wants to run at the Drow. Drow's got 2 points in the frost arrows now, so it should be possible for her to get away. But we'll see how this goes. Maybe we should have gone for the 3rd point in frost arrows. If we look at the net worth chart, Drow, she's sitting around the middle, and Mars is also pretty dumpstered. Not doing too well himself, but I guess Jug is not doing that much better, so they've been brawling a lot up here. The Clockwork causing a lot of chaos, but Clock, he's died twice now, both times to the Witch Doctor. This Witch Doctor, he's pretty wealthy for a position 5. Jug getting pretty low. Spear of Mars will pin him to the tree, and he might go down here. He gets shackled off a nice cast to stun the Shadow Shaman, but the Ether Shock will finish him off. Bit of a lucky RNG there, but gets the kill anyway. Splinter Blast comes out. Invis on the Storm Spirit. He's going to pick up an Arcane Rune as well. Actually, just pop the Invis to use the bottle. But he's got an Arcane Rune now. This Lina might be in a lot of trouble again. Top lane. Oh, let's see. Storm. He activates the Arcane Rune. He's trying to jump in now. Gets an. He's gonna continue jumping at the Lina, but Lina gets a stun onto the Storm Spirit, and no matter for a Laguna Blade, but just barely not able to finish him off. He's gonna be able to zip out with the Arcane Rune. And Dragon Slave gonna miss as well. Very unfortunate, just barely not having enough mana for the Laguna Blade to finish him off. So meanwhile, the Jug gonna be able to pressure this tower pretty hard. Drow's made her way back up top now, so it's gonna be the Shadow Shaman trying to get level 6 in this lane, while the Doom just pretty much gets free farm this game.
Oh, look at it go!
Cask onto the Mars. He's in a stun lock, but it's going to be okay. They're not going to go for it. The Clockwork with the battery so just running at the Witch Doctor to make sure he doesn't make the approach. So Witch Doctor, he's picked up a smoke. He's almost level 6, so he can definitely go for a rotation onto the Lina. Alright, Arena of Mars comes out. Just the Witch Doctor caught here. Nice 2-man cast from the Witch Doctor to buy some time, but it looks like he's gonna eventually go down anyway. And the 10-minute bounty runes are coming up, so Storm, he's made his way top. He doesn't have any mana though, so it's gonna be pretty scary for him to try and contest these bounty runes. He's not gonna go for it. So it's gonna be, looks like 4 bounties going the way of Workday.
Take that.
Taking the gold lead now, and Jug will get the kill onto the Clockwork, just using his Omni Slash to finish him off. He's gonna go for a Maelstrom this game. Interesting. Wants to fight a bit earlier than if he went for a Battle Fury. Doom gets another kill onto the Shadow Shaman. He's on a mega kill spree now, so Zoe having a great game so far. He's also got his drums done as well. So a lot of movement's been coming out of this guy. Winter Wyvern TPing top. Lina's up here with a haste, but looks like they may have spotted it out using this Observer Ward. She's gonna dive anyway. The LSA hits the Winter Wyvern, but she's not gonna go down here. And Lina's gonna go down solo to the Witch Doctor. Well, solo in the sense that he did all the damage himself. And this Witch Doctor's level 8. He was level 5 just a minute ago. A huge kill for him.
It's fair to blame your parents. Sounds like the whole Radiant
Storm's at level 10 now. He's gonna go for a Kaya. Pretty normal stuff. Wait, need to go for a BKB pretty soon after if he wants to just be super aggressive. But he can also afford to just pick up an Orchid as well. I wouldn't mind that. Pony's struggling a little bit. Doom, he gets slowed down by the drought, but it's only 2 points in the frost arrows. It looks like Doom will just be able to walk away anyway. So the Death Ward is back up in 20 seconds. We'll see if Witch Doctor decides to make a move, but he still has a smoke, so he can definitely still do it. But Mars is going to be a really hard kill. I'm not really sure how he's going to kill Mars. Spin forward onto the Mars, but it's going to run out. Going to clear the creep wave with it, put some pressure on the tower, because the siege creep is here, but they have to tank the tower to keep it alive. Lina, in the meantime, gets a kill onto the Winter Wyvern. Doesn't even need to blow the Lugina Blade for that. Meanwhile, Serpent Wards drops Shackles onto the Doom, but there's no backup for the Shadow Shaman. He actually Hex onto the Doom, and he's going to get Laguna Bladed and taken out here. The Gust onto the Storm will completely whiff, and Storm will be able to finish off the Clockwork. A nice LSA blind, but they have no detection. The Invis rune activated, and Storm, he's doesn't have that much mana. He's got his Kaya now. He doesn't have that much mana to continue fighting here. Winter Wyvern's back from the grave, and nice Electric Vortex onto the Drow Ranger. The Splinter Blast will finish off the Drow, but meanwhile, nice Cold Embrace onto the Storm will keep him alive during the Mars ultimate, and it's going to be able to zip out. It gets LSA'd again. There's another Dragon Slave going to come back, going to finish off the Storm. Meanwhile, the Mars goes down to the Death Ward. Cast comes out onto the Witch Doctor. He's going to go down here eventually. Going to be a slow and painful death. Another Dragon Slave gets the Witch Doctor very low, and the Clockwork going to finish off the Winter Wyvern here. Meanwhile, Doom onto the Lina, and there's no one to deny her now. So Lina going to go down to the Doom here. Nothing to save her at this point. She is very much doomed. Just barely not being able to make it to the shrine in time. And Jug, he was just free farming the whole time. Plus 20 Scorched Earth damage as well, so 70 damage per second is pretty hefty. I feel like you would normally see the movement speed, but they're probably both around the same level. There's an interesting Doom build coming out. Yeah, I'm not really sure about this one, but he's managed to pick up the Swiftness Aura, the Hellbear Smasher, so he gets a bit of a slow from the Thunderclap. It's 150 damage with 50 mana, and it slows for 3 seconds as well. It's not too bad, and now he's got maxed level Scorched Earth, so he can just run at them and get the Thunderclap off as well. It's pretty nice. I think this creep is actually quite good for Doom, but he needed the level 3 Devour to pick it up. He's got level 4 Devour now, so back to taking whatever creeps he wants. But he's probably going to keep this creep for a while. It's a pretty good one to have on Doom. Storm with a regen rune. This could get a lot done with this. Doom just gonna run at the clockwork. He doesn't care at all. Infernal Blade on the clock, and nice cast will come out, but won't bounce onto anyone. Clock, he's in a lot of trouble here. He uses the hook shot onto the Doom, but he's gonna go down to the Maledict. An LSA onto the root. Nice Winter's Curse to stop the Lina from arriving into the fight, but she missed her LSA anyway, so probably wouldn't be able to achieve too much. The Arena Blood wasn't used there. Probably could have kept the Doom in the fight and try to buy some time for the Winter's Curse to end, but decided to disengage instead. 2 for 2 bounty runes, but 2k gold lead for Google Team A now. This is still a very back and forth game. Except it was as well. To take out this T1 tower, it feels like a bit of a waste because they're already so low. But Doom, he's got a Vanguard, he's going for a Crimson Guard. He's going to run in. Is he going to Doom the Lina? He's just going to Infernal Blade the Shadow Shaman. That's a long TP from the Lina. They could have gotten the Lina there. She TP'd mid. Doom not believing hard enough. Could have gone for the Lina and gotten the kill on her. But meanwhile, they'll just farm up the Serpent Wards here.
Whoa, look at it go!
Smoke up from Workday. They're gonna try and look for this Jug, I guess, but it's gonna be really hard to get the kill. They need to get a blind LSA because you can't get the Yules into LSA combo. You can always just Blade Fury out of there. But if Jug messes up and uses Blade Fury to farm and they see that, then it's definitely an opportunity for him to take the fight. Mars, his smoke pops. He must see the Yules onto the Jug, but he's not gonna be able to get this kill now. Oh, nice hook shot will cancel the TP though. Winter's Curse on the Lina again. It's already off cooldown, and Doom is here now. Long range zip in from the Storm Spirit. He's got a double damage well, but he's trapped outside into the pit. Witch Doctor with the Death Ward will finish off the drought by himself as well. So 4 heroes down for Workday, a complete disaster for them. 1800 gold swing, and just a lot of miscoordination there. The Doom, the Lina used up the Jug, but then the Mars already threw his spear while the Jug was Cyclone. They could have gotten that kill for sure if the Jug got speared and into an LSA. So a bit of miscoordination happening there. Will cost them quite a lot. And the Drow just gets instantly taken out by the Witch Doctor on the side. Max level Maledict with the level 1 Death Ward. Extra 10 damage for each hit. It's actually pretty big because this thing attacks really fast. It's every 0.22 seconds, so an extra 10 damage is basically an extra 50 DPS. It's pretty good. So Lina, gonna go for a Shadow Blade now. Actually has a Kaya Yasha queued up. Not really sure about this one. It seems like she's gonna go for more of a Spellcaster type build, but she's also already bought the Claymore, so I probably wouldn't go for Kaya Yasha with the Shadow Blade. You definitely need some sort of survivability item after the Shadow Blade Yules. Usually you see a BKB. Gonna be pretty useful for this game as well. Storm gonna go for a Bloodstone instead of an Orchid, so wanting to top up that mana, but I think Orchid would be pretty useful here. It's another way to disable the Lina and make her more useless. Also, you can just jump the Shadow Shaman and instantly take him out. There's nothing that the Shadow Shaman can do to respond. He's gonna go for an early Force Staff. Interesting. I don't really know about this one. Seems like it's not gonna help keep him alive at all. But maybe just trying to get run away from the Jug and the Doom. But they're still pretty fast heroes. Winter Wyvern gonna go for her own Force Stuff. I think this makes a bit more sense. I'm not really sure what their interaction with the wall is with Force Stuff. I'm pretty sure you get out of there. Winter Wyvern is gonna get caught out here. Hookshot as well. Spear into the tower and instantly taken out. But this sentry not able to spot the Observer Ward from Google Team A. And all they got out of that, I think it seemed like a pretty heavy rotation as well. Maybe they were smoked for it. And they just got the Winter Wyvern, so Winter Wyvern just gladly accepting his death. For his team, he finds out where the enemy team is.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
So Drow, she's almost done with the Hurricane Pike, so it's slightly better survivability for her. She just has the 4 stuff. Just the recipe away, has it queued up now. And Lena's done with the Shadow Blade, so this is a pretty decent timing for the side of Workday. They can definitely try and make a little bit happen. But the next big item is the Blink on the Mars. Hopefully he can get it at a reasonable time. Just being able to jump in and use the arena. But who are they going to use it on, right? Like, he has to catch the supports, I guess. Because the Doom is way too tanky. He's got a Crimson Guard. He's queuing up a Shiva's Guard, so it's going to be very difficult to take down. Jug can always just spin out of there. Jug manages to get the kill onto the Shadow Shaman. Uses his Omni Slash for that. 20-minute bounty runes. Looks like it's going to be 3 for... Oh, actually, this one's not even taken yet. It can be 3 for 1. The Arena of Blood comes out. The Doom, in a lot of Storm Spirit, actually going to go down here. Goes to the wrong target, but Doom just got to run in, smack the Lena with the Inferno Blade and Doom her. Clockwork trying to peel the Doom off the Lena, but she's taking a lot of damage to the Scorched Earth here. Might actually eventually tick out to the Doom. It's a level 2 Doom, so it does a lot of damage. She's going to have to deny herself, but if she can make it to the Shrine in time, just barely, she'll be able to make it alive. But Drow, in the meantime, dies to the Storm Spirit. Storm brought back. He gets Hexed. He's gonna get shackled as well, and a nice Spear of Mars will be able to follow up as well. So this Storm, he dies back, but a nice Cold Embrace will save him for the time being. Yules as well. There's no LSA to follow up, and Storm will be able to make it out of there. Nice save from the Winter Wyvern, and Storm zips back in, gets this Shadow Shaman kill. Shadow Blade from the Lena, and they don't know about it yet. Looks like. Storm jumping in on top of the Clockwork, and it's going to be able to get the Clockwork kill as well. Just barely getting enough mana, and they'll be able to take him out. Doom in the meantime, the LSA whiffs from the Lena, not using the heals to set it up herself. It's too late for that now. These heroes are both really low. They could maybe take out the Doom, but Doom with the Inferno Scorched Earth, he gets a nice Inferno Blade onto the Lena, and Lena's going to go down. Not using the Yules there, but it was on cooldown. And Mars in the meantime, he's also getting preloaded. This Doom, he is pretty unkillable at this point. The Drow marksmanship changes, they don't go through the Doom's armor anymore. Doom will eventually go down here. It takes 3 heroes and a very long time to take him out.
Now that you're dead, I find it easy to respect.
Yeah, and the changes to the marksmanship means this plus armor from Doom's going to be very effective against her. I think she understands. She has to go straight for a BKB at this point. Nothing else is going to keep her alive, and if she's not alive, she's going to deal no damage, so you gotta stay alive. But at the same time, Storm can just zip out once she gets BKB'd, once she uses the BKB, and then re-engage after the BKB ends. It's one of the benefits of having high mobility heroes like Doom. Pretty much moving at max move speed while the drums are popped. Jug also super fast himself. He's got a Yasha with a Manta follow up, so he'll be able to dispel the silence from the Drow Ranger and maybe dodge these LSA Yules without committing the spin. But might as well just use the spin at this point. This bounty rune is still here. Storm gonna go for his own Yule Scepter. Interestingly, not going for a BKB. I wasn't really sure how he got taken out there. He got speared into an arena, I guess. Like, I'm not sure if he got caught out by surprise.
Okay, back to killing each other.
But this is getting pretty scary for Storm for a moment. He died back. He's got his Bloodstone finished now, so not gonna run out of mana ever anymore. Jug finally picks up the bounty. He's got the Manta style done now. Let's just pick it up. And Doom, he's just a plate mail away from the Shiva's guys. Should probably pick up the plate mail now and save the Mystic Staff for later. And an excellent save from the Winter Wyvern last fight on the Storm Spirit will help keep his teammate alive. That was a pretty sick play. Gonna go for a Glimmer Cape next to just get some more utility. Nice D-Ward from Morphin as well. Lena also gonna go for a BKB. Yeah, I think this makes a lot more sense than the Kaya Yasha. I think like they would have straight up just lost the game if she didn't go for a BKB. mean, Roche is scanned by the Dire. They're kind of interested in it. The waves are pushing in pretty hard for them, except for top lane, but it's getting there. Gonna take a while. Storm, long range zip in, but Lina uses her Shadow Blade, heals onto the Storm Spirit, and he has an invis. The Gust talent will push him really far away as well, so a bit of miscommunication again. Also, not bringing any detection for the Storm Spirit, but I guess he had an invis rune, so you can't always know that. Looks like a big fight might brew here soon. I mean, Doom, he's itching for it. He just wants to doom someone. Lina goes for a Shadow Blade. Mars, he has a blink now, but he gets spots out by the creep. Arena of Blood onto the Winter Wyvern, but he completely whiffs the spear, and Winter Wyvern will just be able to fly out of there. Omni Slash onto the backline. The Shadow Shaman will be the first casualty of this fight, and Hurricane Pike on the Doom will be able to keep him at a distance. But Storm, he does a long range zip in. He's going to pick up the Drow Ranger. The Drow's going to get instantly blown up here. Doom on the Lina as well. So Lina is going to have to lead this fight. A long range zip in again from the Storm Spirit. And you just need to get this Lina low enough so she'll die to the Doom. But it looks like they're not going to be able to get the kill. But Lina, she's forced to run back to base. They're going to get this T2 tower for free. So 9k gold advantage now for Workday. They have a lot better initiation this time than the last game. The Sand King, he picked up his blink way too late last time, and they really struggled with that throughout the mid game. But this time they've got the Storm to zip in aggressively with the early Bloodstone as well. He can do it pretty non-committally as well. So 25-minute bounty runes. It's going to be 4 bounty runes now for the side of Google Team A. It's going to increase their gold lead by quite a bit. Shadow Shaman's got to spot the Storm here. Going to be able to dodge the Hex. Shadow Shaman not being able to queue up the Hex in time, and he gets most of his HP taken out, but he's not going to die there at least. Probably could have gone for the kill if he wanted to. Laguna Blade will finish off the Winter Wyvern. They actually managed to get the Winter Wyvern this time in the Arena of Blood, not able to fly out, and Witch Doctor will die as well. So both of the supports down on the side of Google Team A. Can they continue to get more? They have the Yules now on Doom, so they'll be able to get the Doom, the LSA follow-up with the Spear of Mars as well. A bit of a stacking stun, but Doom will eventually go down here. Jug reveals himself, but he's got to get out of there. He's already used his spin and his Manta, so no more defensive options for him.
Dire have duct-taped cardboard all over their structures.
Yeah, Storm, he was way too far away to join that fight. No TP scroll would have been on cooldown anyway. So, a nice turnaround from Workday. They're still 10k gold behind, but managed to stem the bleeding a little bit. It looks like they want to try for high ground. They have Serpent Wards, so maybe just trying to get some chip tower on this tier 3. Last game they were also able to get the tier 3 pretty early on, but weren't able to convert anything from it, and I mean, this is kind of scary. I don't really know how they're going to get out of here. The Mars is really low. Winter's Curse onto the Drow Ranger. The Storm's not even here. He can zip in really long range. He gets a long range zip onto the Drow Ranger. Drow's going to slowly go down here. Will eventually go down to the Storm. Mars being able to blink out, so it looks like Clock and Drow are going to be the only casualties here. They almost got the melee racks. That would have been pretty huge for them, but looks like they're not going to be able to get it this time, and I'm not really sure when the next time they're going to have an opportunity is. It's going to be pretty tough for them. Nina going to go for an Ags after BKB, interestingly enough. So they were trying to go high ground without BKBs, and that's usually pretty difficult, especially against a Storm Spirit. And Storm came in from a pretty excellent angle from back here up the map. So not the angle you would expect him to come from, and Shadow Shaman just wasn't able to cast any hexes on him. Gonna get that approach now, and this is huge for the Storm Spirit. He can just blow all his mana. It doesn't even matter if he gets disabled, because he can cause so much chaos in the backlines for his team to jump in and help him out. Storm is definitely the best Aegis carrier in the game. I really hope he just goes for a BKB now. Like, who needs the Yules? You have Aegis. You can always use your BKB as soon as you respawn in your second life, and then it's really hard to kill you now. So Jug as well, he's going to go straight for a Butterfly after the Manta style, and doesn't seem like Drow and Lena are thinking about MKBs anytime soon, so this Jug also going to be really difficult to take out. Doom, I've already mentioned that Doom is pretty difficult to kill. 30 armor, and 26 of it is plus armor, so the marksmanship not even going to go through that. So Storm, he's got money to buy BKB if he wants to. Lena's going for a Shadow Blade, but I don't think they're going to be able to finish him off. He goes for the Shadow Blade hit into an LSA, but completely whiffs the LSA as a result. Probably should have just gone straight for the LSA from Invis. But they probably weren't going to get the kill anyway. Even if they got the kill, they would have had to commit pretty hard for it, and Storm, when he respawns, is just going to kill all of them. So I think it makes sense that they backed out there. And Lena, she's almost got her BKB, so not going to be too afraid of the Storm anymore. But again, Storm, he can just zip in, force the BKBs, and then zip out, and then wait for the BKBs to end, and then zip back in and destroy everyone. So this game is looking tougher and tougher for Workday. The Shadow Shaman, he's going to work on casting these hexes on the Storm Spirit. He's not able to get the hex onto the Storm Spirit as he zips in. If you queue up the hex, so you need vision on the Storm clearly beforehand. Double damage will finish off the Courier in one hit. That's pretty huge as well. The BKB was on it for the Drow? No, someone's BKB was on it. I mean the Mars's... Oh, okay. The components for the Mars's BKB were on the Courier. But that's 3 minutes where they don't have a Courier. They're gonna have to go back to base if they want to grab their BKBs. Lena and Drow will both pick up theirs now, but that means they don't have buyback for this next fight. If they die, this game could just suddenly end.
Radiant have fortified their towers.
I haven't really felt the impact of this Clockwork so far. I mean, they don't really care about him, right? They can just Storm can always just zip out, and the other two cores, he just
Stupendous.
last time the Clockwork hooked the Doom, he just manned up and killed him, and the Jug also doesn't care, just Omni Slash the Clockwork if he wants to. So it's a pretty tough Clockwork game.
I'll take that.
There's an Arcane Rune bot as well. This would be pretty huge for the Storm. And he's got a BKB now. He's also queued up a Linken's, which is probably a little bit unnecessary. But maybe trying to save the BKB for a more opportune time. The BKB with a cooldown reduction as well is pretty sick.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
He's also level 22, so he's on his way to the level 25 talent, where it's going to be pretty impossible for the side of Workday to push in unless they can find the Storm beforehand.
Tower is being attacked.
Gonna manage to take this out as well.
I'm over here.
Interesting that he went for the attack speed talent instead of Electric Vortex. I mean, it's not that much. Plus 0.5 is it's not a whole lot. But if you're gonna think about Ags, then definitely consider it.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
Not really sure how I feel about this Lena Ags. I suppose Jug actually doesn't have that much health himself, so a Laguna Blade will take out half the Jug's HP, and Storm, he's got a pretty hefty amount of HP too. Storm zips in aggressively. He has a BKB, but he ends up getting skewered instead. The Shackles as well will slow him down for a little bit. Nice Winter's Curse onto the Shadow Shaman will slow down the cancel the Shackles. Lena hits the Shrine, so they're gonna try and heal up a little bit. Storm activates his BKB, but he'll be able to take out the Mars before his BKB ends. Laguna Blade will finish off the Winter Wyvern. Storm zips in aggressively again, forces the Lena and BKB, so now Lena, her BKB's over. Storm zips in onto the Drow Ranger, and Drow's doomed, so she won't be able to get her BKB off, and will end up going down as well. 3 heroes down for Workday. They all have buyback though. Drow forced to instantly buy back here. And the other two will probably have to buy back as well. The Aegis has expired, so this is probably the best time for Workday to fight, but at the same time, they really don't want to. Lena, the Mars also buys back here. Lina gets cast and zipped in as well, and she's gonna go down before she can activate her BKB. She didn't even have it, it was on cooldown, she gets spotted out. She just walked in there, no sentry even. Doom in a little bit of trouble here. He force-staffs himself forward by the Witch Doctor, but he's gonna eventually go down, a lot of damage coming out from the side of Workday. Lina also forced to buy back here, not able to get anything out of it herself. Although she does get the kill on the Doom, they aren't able to get any more, so what can they do with the Doom dead? Doom can buy back. Looks like they're just gonna go down mid. They don't really have that many options right now, because if they split up, Storm's gonna pick them off one by one, and if they group up, then Doom's gonna buy back. A nice long range zip will instantly clear the creep wave as well, so it's gonna be a long time before they can push. This creep wave is so far away. Storm, he's just gonna continue zipping down the lane. He can take out this next creep wave as well, so the next push isn't even gonna be possible for the side of Workday. A great play from the Storm.
Attack over here now.
Just want to keep the camera on Storm for a little bit. Yeah, and Storm, he's completely foiled the play from Workday. And he doesn't even have level 25 yet. That's the important part. That could have been so much easier as well. So Workday, they're probably scratching their heads at this point, not really sure what to do next, and honestly I can't blame them. It's they're in a pretty tough situation. Jug with a full butterfly, Mjolnir as well, also incredibly difficult to take out. It took 4 heroes pummeling into the Doom to take him out. It still took him a solid 5 to 10 seconds to take him out. He's gonna go for his own BKB now. It's gonna be really difficult to kill at that point. So Mars has his BKB now as well, but the 3 cores from the side of Workday, none of them have buyback, because they all bought back for that previous engagement. And seems like Google Team A, they know where the enemy team is. They're definitely sticking together, because if they split up, like I said, Storm will pick them off one by one. So everyone's definitely around this area. Drow and Mars reveal themselves in the lane. They gotta get on top of the Drow first, not able to get the Doom off yet. Silence onto the Doom. But he's going to be able to survive the duration of this silence. It's going to be able to get the Doom off afterwards. Long range zip in from the Storm Spirit, and the Omni Slash onto the Drow will finish her off. Mars in the meantime goes down to the Storm Spirit, and Lina will be able to get away with a Shadow Blade, but she's also potentially in a lot of danger. The Observer will spot her out, so Storm, once he gets enough mana, he can go for a long range zip, but it looks like he's not that interested. But Drow and Mars down for 80 seconds, no buyback. It's going to be pretty tough for them to get back into this game.
Double damage.
Kaya Yasha for the Storm. Kaya Sanj for the Storm. Interesting. Just a little bit of extra taking. It's got 3,000 HP. This guy's going to be so difficult to take out once, let alone twice once they get the Aegis. But they don't even need the Roche for this. DD on the Lina, but she can only attack one target at a time. And these heroes are all so tanky. Looks like they're going to give up this Rax, but in 40 seconds, Workday can definitely take at least 2 Racks. Shadow Blade from the Lina, but not going to be able to get a whole lot. I don't think she's revealed the fact that she has a DD yet, so maybe trying to blow up one of the supports, but the Sentry Ward to spot her out. They're going to go for another lane of Rax. They can get this one and then back out now. Go for Roche. Get another Aegis on the Storm Spirit, and this game looking very grim. Actually, this is going to go straight for the Megas. They still have 18 seconds without the Drow Ranger, and they push so fast with this Jug. Backdoor protection kicks in. So I think it's time to leave for your Google Team A, but Roche is open now. Clockwork was cutting the wave a little bit, so that's why backdoor protection managed to kick in. But looks like he's going to be able to just get out of there. No detection from the Winter Wyvern. Not expecting the Glimmer Cape on the Clockwork, because that's not an item you see very often. Arena of Blood onto the Witch Doctor, but just going to get the Witch Doctor for Mars Ultimate. It's pretty not worth at this point of the game. And Storm, I don't know how they're going to take this guy out. Nice Spear of Mars onto the Storm Spirit, but there's no follow-up. The LSA is too far away for a follow-up. I mean, if Workday, maybe we should think about taking Roche at this point. They definitely can't go high ground right now. Because the Storm, he's just going to do the same thing he did last time. He's going to zip down the wave super far and then clear the creep wave instantly. So it looks like Workday, they're going to go for Roche at this point. But Witch Doctor, he's up soon. Doesn't seem like Workday, no, they don't have vision of the Roche pit. But the fact that no one is defending is pretty obvious that they're in the Roche pit. But they take it really fast. Doesn't seem like Workday is going to be able to mount a contest. They're not going to be able to contest this in time. It's going to go out here. So they're going to give the Aegis to the Drow and cheese to the Lina most likely. Oh, who took the cheese? Alright, yeah, Lina took the cheese. So Drow going to go for a butterfly next, but I'm not sure if she's going to get it before this game ends. These super creeps only give half health, half the gold bounty. So the gold income for Workday is definitely plummeted. You can see that in the way this graph is. The graph is slowly accelerating downwards. 26k gold advantage now, and it's pretty certain that they win this point. Actually, it went up a little bit in the last few minutes, so Workday making some miracles happen apparently. But I don't really know what this Lina should go for. Maybe she should just go for an MKB at this point, because this Ags, I'm not really sure how much it's gonna do. She took the spell amp talent though, so these Laguna Blades are going to hurt a lot. 1000 pure damage. The Jug will be able to finish off the clockwork. He uses his, doesn't even use his Omni Slash for it. Drow, she's in a lot of danger. She uses her Hurricane Pike as her only means of escape. Nice 4-star from the Shadow Shaman will help save her. So I was doubting the 4-star at first, but it worked out for this. It's pretty crucial. If she died there, it would be pretty big. BKB 4-star on the Doom as well. BKB is getting pretty low. Not actually, that was Doom's first BKB usage. And Storm, he's got 8 seconds still, but the Lina, 8 seconds. Actually, these I guess these BKBs are pretty new. But Workday is still in a super tough spot, even though they have the Aegis. I am still not convinced that they can win a team fight. They just don't have the lockdown for the Storm, and they don't really have the damage either. Lina can buy the Ags if she wants to, but buy back in 30 seconds, so gonna save for it, but she's gonna get caught out by the Storm here. Is he gonna be able to get the cheese in time? She used the cheese here. Winter's Curse onto the clockwork to slow him down a little bit. Get the LSA. LSA will completely whiff onto every hero. Godlike on the Storm Spirit. He gets gusted by the Drow, and no BKB to save him, but he's completely... there's no damage on the Drow. They're gonna slowly get the Witch Doctor, but Witch Doctor, we're gonna walk away here. The Drow managing to finish off the Witch Doctor before she goes down. The Aegis will pop. Lina doesn't have buyback for... Actually, she has buyback now, and this Drow's gonna go down in the meantime. Drow, she actually doesn't have the money for buyback. A complete disaster. Mars will go down here. He has buyback. Gonna be forced to buyback, but the GG is called. Aegis wasn't enough to get that team fight win. And Workday, they're gonna get eliminated from this tournament. Looks like, I don't know, maybe that was a fake GG. Lina getting jumped on by the Storm. That's a die back on the Lina, so this game is very much certainly over. And the Dire Throne will, or the Radiant Throne will finally explode. So Google Team A move on to the round of 8, and Workday unfortunately are eliminated in the round of 16. I think these teams are a pretty close match together, but the Workday draft's a little bit questionable. The first game with the last pick sniper, that just like straight up didn't work out. Like, I guess already picking into a Sand King Lifestealer is not a good idea, and the Clockwork in this game not really having a big impact. Just didn't really feel the presence of the Clockwork at all this game. It was pretty even for a little bit, and then it all kind of just balled out of control. The Storm, he managed to get a pretty good start and was able to just close out the game. And Doom was completely unstoppable since the laning phase, diving the Drow under tower twice and forcing her out of the lane, completely free farming as well. So great plays from Google Team A, and hope to see them in the next round. I think they're playing against Microsoft Bane and Marana Gangs. So It's a pretty scary team to go up against. Definitely Beta Marana Gangster, one of the more favored teams to win this tournament. So let me double check the brackets real quick. So actually, they're going to go up against Fishing Boat V2, which again is one of the heavyweight contenders in the competition here. So we'll see them in the next round.